not trying out for the major leagues. Hey friends, Heather from Swap Beauty, and in today's video, I'm going to talk about vitamin C, which I've talked about before, but I wanted to get more in depth today on sources of it, some of the myths around vitamin C, of course the great benefits of using it, and my favorite part, some of the competitive brands that are super popular on the market. Not that they're bad, but really trying to understand ingredient bases and concentrations so you can make the best decision. You know me, I have a social media pet peeve with all these skin experts who are suddenly saying, you know, cosmeceuticals are not necessarily better for you, they just cost more money, and we all have access to the same ingredients. Yeah, we do have access to the same ingredients, but the quality of what we use, the concentration, is what I want to focus on today. So, without further ado, ingredients. Sources. Well, the traditional vitamin C comes from the orange, and although it's natural, unfortunately it's not stable in serums and creams. If you put it in a serum and cream, once you open it and it's exposed to oxygen, it will oxidize, turn brown, and get a funky smell really quick. Therefore, manufacturers are formulating with some other great non-synthetic ingredients, such as magnesium ascorbyl phosphate, sodium ascorbyl phosphate, ascorbyl palmitate, and my personal fave, the Kakadu plum. I couldn't bring you a Kakadu plum today because in Canada they're not native, and I've actually never seen one here. All right, let's go back to magnesium ascorbyl phosphate. First of all, this one is not only a vitamin C, but it's super hydrating and it's oxygen stable. What that means is every time the customer opens that serum or cream and it's exposed to oxygen, it's gonna preserve and it's gonna be stable. Super important. Most vitamin C's we need for at least 3, if not 6 months from opening. Now, if your clients aren't using it within 6 months, or you're not using your product within 6 months, you're not probably using it as you should. Was that good English? Anyways, moving right along. Next, sodium ascorbyl phosphate. This one is really cool because it not only triggers collagen production, but it's also water soluble. If you look at your Inkey list on most cosmetic ingredients, there's water. And it has to play well or mingle well with the Vit C for stability. Next, we have our ascorbyl palmitate. This is usually in a powder format, and depending how much or the concentration of it will depend on the percentage that ends up in your final product. So on the market, we see, 15%, 20%, even up to 30%. And we'll get into that a little bit later. Then the Kakadu plum. Did you know the Kakadu plum is 75% more concentrated in vitamin C than your traditional orange? And it is the richest, I repeat, the richest form of vitamin C in any fruit in the world. So I love the Kakadu plum. In addition to that, it's antibacterial, antimicrobial, and anti-inflammatory. So it has tons of great properties that the skin needs. So at Swap Beauty, we use a blend of these awesome ingredients in our vitamin C BLT cream and BLT serum. And the BLT stands for Brighten, Lighten, Tighten. All right, myths about vitamin C. Manufacturers can lead you to believe that a higher percentage is going to be better for your skin. Not always true. If your skin's not optimally hydrated and it's not prepared to accept that active ingredient, the result? Stinging, burning, irritation, especially in through the neck and the décolleté, because the skin here is much more thin and much more sensitive. So we always have to optimize the hydration levels or the reservoirs of our skin first. So always think about that, especially if you're new to a vitamin C product. Second myth, ooh, I'm sensitive to vitamin C because it tingled. Not true. I always say you gotta tingle when you mingle. So a little tingling's okay. Stinging, however, and burning, not okay. Any product on the market that gives you burning and discomfort is going to cause what we refer to as inflammation or inflammaging. When you cause inflammation, you're actually counteracting the age support in your products, and not only do you have to work on moisture and all the other things you want to work on, now you have to treat that disruption. Inflammation accelerates the aging process. So those are some of the myths behind vitamin C. Most people can use it, but you have to prep the skin first. All right, now I want to talk about the great benefits of vitamin C, and I'm going to use my little cheat sheet. You know why? If you Google vitamin C, you usually only see 5 to 6 great effects or results you can experience. And I wanted to zone in on all of them. So first, collagen production. Yes, all the collagen and elastin fibers in our skin need stimulation to keep that mattress of our face firm, dense, and plump. All right, we're gonna go through these a little quicker. It's antioxidant, it's free radical fighter. So if you live in an urban area and you're exposed to pollution from factories and car emissions, you need vitamin C. It's hydrating, it's brightening. It can be anti-inflammatory, as we saw in some of our ingredients and sources. It reduces hyperpigmentation. It's ideal for dark circles under the eyes. It reduces sagging. So we see sagging not only in the eye area, but especially into the jawline and into the neck. Protects from sun damage. It calms and soothes in some cases. It can soothe sunburn and wound healing. Hey, if you have acne scars, vitamin C is awesome. If the scars are less than 2 years old, they still have pigment or color to them, vitamin C can help reduce and heal those scars. So those are some of the great benefits. Now let's go into my favorite topic of today, which I haven't really touched on before, is what my competitive brands are using. Now, I never knock a brand. This is more for information and education. So we talk about ingredient base, and again, this is for the people who say, more expensive isn't better. Sometimes that's true. Some companies are paying for marketing and advertising and celebrities, but I want to talk ingredients only. So we're going to look at the Ordinary's vitamin C suspension, 23%, and I'm going to use my cheat notes because some of these chemical names are too complicated for me to pronounce. It's $5.80. It's great. It's effective for many people. However, if you look at the Inkey or ingredient list, the second two ingredients are isononanoate. Sorry, I pronounced that totally wrong, which is a texturizer and a plasticizer, and isodicyl neopenonanonate. That's an emollient. Those were the second two ingredients. Again, a texturizer, a plasticizer, and an emollient. Well, emollients are bad, they moisturize the skin, but they're both synthetic. At the end of the Inkey list, they did have some hyaluronic acid, but it was at the bottom of the list. Now, is this vitamin C product bad? No, but it's probably not ideal for someone like me in the mid-40s who wants to also have calming, soothing, an anti-aging effect, collagen production, and I want to make sure I'm not causing inflammation. My second product comes from the Inkey list, another hot brand, and I looked at their vitamin C bright cream, and it sells for $12.99. But again, their ingredient list is very tiny. I think it was under 10 ingredients. However, dimethicones, silicone bases, PEG 40s, again, a lot of synthetic chemical compounds, and not going to optimize the health of your skin. So my disclosure, neither of the two brands are bad. They're trending. People love them. There's something for everybody and for every budget. But I pride myself on creating a range that's biomimetic. And biomimetic means adding ingredients that the body already naturally creates and can benefit from. Our DNA is already made up of these things like collagens, hyaluronic acids, plant stem cell extracts, which mirror perfectly with our skin's cells. So you get what you pay for, you are what you eat, and that's my little rant, I guess, about vitamin C and what's going on in the market today. I do have to admit, a lot of these brands are doing some great things, blending vitamin C, E, and Ferulic together because those make a very powerful antioxidant product, and we'll be having one of those coming soon as well. Well, that's my time. Don't forget your C. I'm Heather from Swap Beauty. Visit swapbeauty.com. We have great courses on udemy.com, and put your best face forward.